A dried arm appeared in the box. The little monster held the arm in its arms. This was exactly its father's right hand. It never expected that the father and son would meet in such a way. The expert wanted to take the arm back, but the little monster refused to let it go. It wanted to tell everyone the truth that happened in the past. It turned out that the expert's ancestor had killed its father. The little monster burst into tears. However, the photographer ran over to take its photos. With a roar, the little monster sent the photographer flying with a huge shock wave and shattered the glass. The staff quickly surrounded it and tried to control the monster. At that moment, a little dog carried the little monster and rushed out of the studio. In order to avoid the crowd, the little dog ran with all its might. But just as it was crossing the road, a car suddenly appeared and knocked them down. However, no one came to help them. At this time, a large flock of crows circled overhead. The little monster used its superpower to disperse the flock of birds. Then the little monster quickly fled the scene. In order to stay away from humans, the little monster climbed up the Tokyo Tower. It felt that all the humans in the city were terrifying. The sun in the sky was about to dry up the water on the little monster's head, and it became weak. Just then, a dark cloud appeared, and soon it began to rain heavily. A huge dragon circled in the sky but then disappeared into the dark clouds. With the help of the firefighters, the little monster was successfully rescued. Not long after, the little monster received a letter inviting it to live in the countryside. In order not to affect the life of its friend, it planned to stay away from the city and look for its own kind. On the night before leaving, the friend's mother prepared a big meal to see the little monster off and took a lot of photos as a souvenir. The next day, the man drove the reporters away. The boy put the little monster in a cardboard box and quietly mailed it out. But after finishing the formalities, the boy still didn't want to leave. He waited until the evening and watched as the courier came to collect the mail and put the little monster on the delivery truck. At this time, the little monster used the way of superpower communication to tell the boy that what had happened these days was not the boy's fault. There was no resentment in its heart, only gratitude. Before long, the little monster was sent to the seaside in Tokyo. The person who wrote the letter to it seemed to be an uncle on the surface, but in fact, it was a monster disguised as a human. The other party saw the little monster on TV and decided to help it. In this way, the little monster settled down in this place. This place was close to nature and very few humans came here. The little monster believed that there must be other monsters in the world, living in disguise as humans. As long as it didn't give up, it would surely find its own kind one day.